Welcome to Wanna Bet, the daily gambling game show that takes betting seriously, but not much else. Get our favorite plays on the totals, sides, props, exotics, and futures to jump on now. So let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Subject som kere konsolbabba konsolferino. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Welcome to Wanna Bet, the
Keep me on my toes, Beltway, Ben.
It started late again. You know, it always runs back. Sometimes people like that, though.
I'm not complaining. It gave me time to pick up G-Jaws and fall on the ground. So are we on?
We're live.
Oh, I thought you were doing it again.
No.
Jeez, a whiz. Oh, sorry. I'm glad I didn't say something really stupid. I was thinking a lot of stupid stuff. Hey, this is Wanna Bet on delay. No, we're live. Whatever. Appreciate you guys tuning in. We got a lot to get to today. First of all, Beltway Ben, I think you owe our legion of loyal listeners, you owe them an apology about their musical knowledge, their musical interest. People were all over the Kira's got the 10.5 Black Flag reference from the release from 1986 on SST Records, which was founded by Greg Ginn, who is a founding member and lead guitarist of Black Flag. SST, one of my favorite all-time labels, along with Alternative Tentacles, which was founded by Jello Biafra, lead singer of Dead Kennedys. So yeah, Who's Got the 10.5 is a live album by Black Flag, released in 86, pretty much right as the band disintegrated. It's a favorite of mine. I think it's a top 10 all-time live album. Gimme, I need some more. And yeah, at one point, Henry Rollins starts sort of riffing and talking to the crowd. And who's got the 10.5? And Kira, the bassist. Kira's got the 10.5. Nobody got it in 30 minutes, though, so fine sand, you get to keep that hoodie that I will eventually ship to you. Look, if you're new to this, we talk betting 7 days a week. Yeah, 7 days a week, probably 350 days a year is going to be my guess, between May 21st, when we launched, of this year, soon to be last year, and next spring. First, second, third down, 3 favorite plays of the day. Fourth down could be fourth and long shot bet, long-term bet, like a future. Or it could be fourth and short, getting you paid quickly in these games. Lately, we've been in a lot of long reception or long rushing markets. Get it? Fourth and long. Overtime, soccer or football parlay every day. And we show our work here. We tell you what we're doing, how well we're doing, what we're up to. Tulsa Golden Hurricane. Beltway Ben, we throw this around way too liberally around here, but I'm not. It's a Hall of Fame track. They had me going batshit crazy in my kitchen last night while Mateo was watching those garbage fights, and I'm watching the Tulsa Western Kentucky finish on my phone after I finally got him back from his basketball practice in the middle of nowhere. If you live out there, I apologize, but it is the middle of nowhere. Dude, they start the game 3 for 19 from 3. It is a terrible first 10 minutes from a pace standpoint. These are two teams that like to light it up. I thought they could each score 80 points. Turns out they still could. And Tulsa, if you haven't seen this highlight, dude, they call a timeout with 2.4 seconds left. It is one of the sweetest inbound passing sequences to set up a wide-ass open 3 that this kid drained to give us the money line and the over. We took it down from 158.5. It turns out we didn't have to, so we probably could have hit for plus 200 there. But anyway, that was a lot of fun for us last night, Beltway Ben. And this morning, BDN. Beltway Ben, BDN had a brace in the first 20 minutes at Newcastle. He lit up St. James Park like only Big Dick Nick can. And then, of course, Chelsea was going to come back. So we hit the over 2.5 and both teams to score 49 minutes in. Cole Palmer looked like shite. We didn't get a Cole Palmer anytime goal. We didn't get a goal from Santos, who replaced him. So our half unit, beer money, 38-1, anytime goal scoring prop is dead. But still a good start to the weekend. Beltway Ben driving home from that basketball practice that would never end. I was thinking, I'm an idiot for not jumping on Boomer Sooner with Beltway Ben. I get home, and I'm like, what the F happened?
Choklahoma. They never.
Yeah. Well said.
Just they threw that touchdown to go up 17. I'm like, I'm in a good spot. Also, shout out to Jeff Freeland. He's up 5 units. It was a lobster night for Jeff. He
Jeff
5 units on Alabama. I wasn't buying it,
he
for
was
the
freaking right.
For the first 20 minutes, I felt good, and then Alabama converts the 4th and 3 for a touchdown. I'm like, all right, just hold him off a little bit, and then Oklahoma just shoots himself in the foot time and time. The pick 6 by Moneyline Mateer was as bad as they come. Came at the worst time, gave Alabama momentum heading into halftime, and they were able to finish them in the second half. That was unfortunate. The NC State one really frustrates me too. NC State gets out to such a big lead. They didn't need to throw the football. We had 37 points, or 30, 31. We were well on our way to cash in the first half. And there were 0 points scored in the second half. Let me rephrase. 0 points in the second half of that game. We did cash the first half over. Good thing we played that in 4th and short, but like, I don't know. That was odd. I couldn't believe that we had 0 points after how much fireworks there were in the first half. So those lost the passing yards, Oklahoma money line, the regular over, but we did cash the first half over, so we were only down a little over 2 units. But again, shout out to Jeff. 5 unit play cashes. I can't believe it. And he had -3, so it's plus money.
Yeah. In honor of Jeff, Beltway Ben, I'm holding 3 lobsters and 2 mallets in honor of the 5 unit. Yes. What should we call that? Like, what do we need to get a different printout for a 5 unit. It's like all 5 dogs at once. It's like we need all 5 dogs on one stick.
Well, we need a
what's that sound?
Loyal listener. A loyal listener. We do the lobsters and we credit ourselves. When the loyal listener hits a big play like that, we should credit them in a different way.
Well, we need to work on that. We need to work on that. We're always in the market for more props. But way to go, Jeff. And shame on us for not telling you.
Yeah.
So there's that. All right. I think we've got all the nonsense out of the way, right?
Shout out to whoever knew
anything else we needed
whoever
to address?
Covered the 10.5. Shout out to them. And somebody gave me a red card for liking Drake. Drake's better than Kendrick.
Yeah, well, they're on to something there.
Drake's better than Kendrick. I fight with people about it all the time. My closest friends, we argue every time I see them. Come on.
You're wrong.
Drake's one of the greatest. Drake is a great artist. And whoever covered the 10.5 sucks. So
yeah. Drake peaked at Degrassi Junior High.
Drake's a great artist, and the 10.5.
You know Degrassi Junior High?
10.5.
You don't know Degrassi Junior High. Huh?
10.5.
PBS back in the day, dude. They used to ship PBS. They used to import that Canadian bullshit. Degrassi Junior. Actually, I like Degrassi Junior High. I thought it was pretty good.
Drake was
maybe I don't even know. I was probably their target demographic, I feel like. How old's Drake? He's got to be 40, right?
Close to 40, probably right around 40, yeah. I think
maybe a little more.
41, 40, 41.
I'm 52. He's got it.
He might be.
I feel like Degrassi Junior High was geared towards Gen X. Maybe I'm wrong.
39.
Wow. Younger than I thought.
One of the greatest at 39 years old. That's crazy.
We're stuck with that mook for a long time.
Good.
Jeez.
Yeah.
It's better than fast forward through his career?
Great artist.
Yeah. Well, then we'll just leave that. We'll leave that on the table. All right, let's get to these bets. That's why you guys are here. I like Santa Clara Lane 17.5 against Loyola Chicago, Beltway Ben. Loyola Chicago is an absolute mess. They are 1-11 against the spread. 8 times this year, Beltway Ben, they failed to cover by 9 points or more. Dude, they lost by 9 to Chicago State. I was kind of big on San Francisco, the Dons coming into the year. They're not what I thought they would be. They beat these Mooks by 14 points. Look, Santa Clara has played a really tough schedule. They've lost 2 of their last 3, but this is a get-right spot for them. I'm looking at a Loyola Chicago team that's 347th in defensive efficiency. They're 343rd defending the 3-ball. Boy, they turn the ball over an awful lot. I think Santa Clara lights them up, wins this game by 20 points or more, Beltway Ben.
Yeah, just like you were going to go to college basketball. And we're going to play something that I think you might like. I'm very positive you'll probably
like
it.
Definitely ain't Drake.
No, nor is it the 10.5, but it is the Oklahoma team total under the 67.5 at -110. Heading to Michigan State, unders in East Lansing. Jason talks about it all the time, how regular that those are.
Sparty unders.
Yes, Sparty is 5th in defensive efficiency per KenPom. One of the best defensive teams in the country, and it's not a team that thrives off of beating, really, really below average teams, and then they struggle against good ones. Sparty will be top 5 in KenPom defensive rating all season long. We know that under Izzo, especially in recent years. They're allowing
Izzo's got the 10.5.
He does, and he usually covers 10.5, at least to this point this year. But no, they're allowing 62.6 points at home, which is the lowest, one of the lowest among a lot of the Power 5 schools. And it's not just bad opponents they've done it against, right? They held Arkansas, Iowa, and Duke to their lowest scoring output all year for all 3 of those teams. And those 3 are teams that can score it like the best. We've seen it with Arkansas, we've seen it with Duke, and Iowa's up and down, but still holding them to 52 points or whatever it was pretty damn impressive. Now, Oakland is a roller coaster. Oakland has scored 99 points in games against fine teams, and they've also scored very, very low against a Houston team where they scored just 45 against. The one thing that Michigan State and Houston and Northern Iowa, who they scored 63 against, have in common, they're comparable defenses. Both of those teams defend you, and in those games, we saw Oakland struggle scoring the basketball. Now, when they've played some of the high-powered teams, they've been able to score, right? And that's normal. In some of those games, you're going to get that. But in this one here, I do think they struggle. Playing at Sparty is never easy. Playing against a physical defense like them is hard. I think they're going to swarm them, quite honestly. And just a game ago, Sparty did struggle a little bit against Penn State. It was on the road. Izzo, you know how fired up he is and how angry he's going to be and try to get those guys to come out ready to go at home against a team that's not too far away from them. So give me Oakland's team total under 67.5 at -110.
Gimme. I need some more. PSA, if you see that Black Flag is touring, it's not really Black Flag. Although, look, I kind of want to support anything
really
does. It's not Black Flag.
Okay, that's good. That's good for me to know.
In case you were thinking of going, you're like, hey,
I was.
Why aren't you going to see?
That just
Lock and 4. Why aren't you seeing Black Flag? Well, there's only one original member, and
Black Flag.
A lot, most of the band, previous members, don't want anything to do with this iteration. And
do they play the 10.5 or no?
I wouldn't know because I never saw Black Flag live. Now I saw Henry Rollins live several times with the Rollins band.
Henry Rollins.
And I saw him. He doesn't really perform anymore, but I don't know. I'm bad with years. But when Dinosaur Jr. reformed to play some shows in New York in the Bowery, I went to one of them. And it was all these different people playing. With Dinosaur Jr. did a set, and then it was Kim Gordon from Sonic Youth, Jeff Tweedy from Wilco. It was all these different people, and then at the end, it was Rollins doing some Stooges covers. And he can still bring it, man. That was a long time. I say that was probably 10 years ago. Oakland is in suburban Detroit. That's not Oakland like L.A., Bay Area.
That's why I said they're close.
No, It's not that. I lived in Detroit for 3 years. Loved the D. Worked at the Free Press.
Love the D.
Yeah, look, these kids know each other. These kids are going to be playing against each other in the summer. And I'm with you on this because I think Izzo, again, will have a mandate. Let's hold them under 60. Let's not let them come in here to Lansing and score 60. I should have just played Toledo team total over the other night when I took the game under. I should have just played Toledo's total under because Sparty scored 90-something, but Toledo didn't do much. So I'm with you. I think they will get the directive from Izzo, who's a blue blood, but that's story for another. That's story for another show. That's an inside access story. All right, second down. I usually like to play my anytime touchdowns early because you lose so much value, but this one is stuck around. People are not on Dallas Goedert like I'm on Dallas Goedert, and look, I'm not on a lot in these games today. I don't love either of these games. I don't know how much you're going to have, Beltway Ben. I don't have a ton, but we've talked all year about Cincinnati and how bad they are against tight ends. Washington's actually worse. They allow a passer rating of 130.3 when you throw to tight ends. It's worse than Cincinnati. 75% completions, and it's not little stuff. It's 75% completions at 9.3 yards per attempt. That's the highest in the NFL. Cincinnati has allowed more passing touchdowns than them, but Washington still allowed 9 passing touchdowns to tight ends. Goddard's been fed lately. Last 2 games, 14 catches on 17 targets, 148 yards, 2 touchdowns. How about against Washington when he's faced them recently? 7 for 85, 5 for 61. There's not a whole lot else going in the red zone right now except for him. I think Philadelphia being on the road is probably good instead of at home, where if they don't have a good first drive, everybody starts booing them. And for this value, almost 2-1, I like it because, like, Devontae doesn't really get in the end zone. And if AJ gets in, it's usually a bomb, a broken tackle, yak, whatever. This is the go-to guy in the red zone. He's been catching a lot of touchdowns. He's been catching a lot of first half touchdowns, if you want to go that route, first touchdown or first half. But in a game that I didn't find a whole lot I loved, I do like this Beltway, Ben. I got it. I got it at plus 200. It hasn't lost much here.
Yeah, if anybody, for any of the listeners, we did put Meatball up on that. I will be tailing that with you. I think it'll be a pretty heavy Jalen Hurts passing game, which is why for second down here, we're going to go with Devontae Smith over 56.5 receiving yards at minus 110. He's under this in 3 straight and 4 of his last 5. But before that, he was clearing this with regularity. 114, 183, 84, 69. He was going over this number regularly. The issue is the passing offense, like I talked about a little bit earlier, is a roller coaster. It's all over the place. Some weeks we see Jalen Hurts throwing it a lot for whatever reason, like against the Chargers when he's throwing them out of the game. And some weeks we see him throw just 10 passes, and it doesn't really make sense. But Smitty has been all over the place with targets. Like last week he had 2. Some of that is because he didn't play the majority of the second half because they're up 31-0, blowing Las Vegas out, and they don't want to risk injury. But in weeks before that, 8 targets, 11 targets, 7, 9, 11, 5, 10. He is getting a ton of targets. And if he gets that type of target share in this game against a Commanders defense that is bottom 6 in opposing wide receiver yards, then he's going to eat. Like, he's just going to go over this number. It's regular. He's been over it a bunch. Most of that was in the middle of the season, as I said, but I do think they're going to get success throwing the football against Washington. Now, Washington's not good against the run either. That definitely scares me because Saquon probably is going to have one of those big games, and does that dictate the way that the play calling goes? I don't know, but I think that Smitty will be able to get us over this number. The good thing with him is, I mean, he's got a reception of 30-plus yards in like 4 of his last 5, or 28 was one of them. So he does have the explosive that if we're late and we're kind of close, he can give us that explosive catch. He can give us that 40 to 50-yard catch that we need sometimes to get over this number. And with his number where it is, A.J. Brown starting to eat a little bit. I get that. 2 of his last 3 weeks, he's got 100-plus. He's been playing very good football, but I think this might be a Smitty week. Give me Devontae Smith over 56.5 receiving yards, minus 110.
Love it. Love it. Halftime, Beltway, Ben. Halftime. Third down. Got a couple of footy plays here. Let's start with a 3 o'clock kickoff today at Ellen Road. I do support Leeds. Liked supporting them more before the Mooks who run the 49ers bought them, but what are you going to do? Palace at Leeds. We've been on a fair amount of Palace games lately, and when we have, we've usually been in a goal-scoring capacity, BTTS, goals being scored. They have a multitude of attacking options, and we like them kind of going balls out on the road. That's what we get here at Ellen Road against a Leeds team that's been goals like crazy in their matches lately. And they tend to score even more at home. So, like, what has been going on in Leeds matches at home? By the way, we're on this over 2.5 total goals plus 115. Leeds at home, total goals, 6, 4, 3, 3, 3, 4. Okay. Leeds has played 6 straight games in all competitions with a BTTS. Why do I bring that up? Because that's 2 goals right there, people. How about Palace on the road? Like I said, they go for it. 5 wins, a draw, 2 losses on the road. They are an elite road team in the Premiership, and it's not just sitting back. Leeds at home. 75% of their home matches have gone over the 2.5 goals. 75% of their home matches have gone BTTS. Yeah, like we gave you the Calvert-Lewis prop yesterday. He was part of an anytime goal-scoring prop. He scored in 4 straight. Leeds at home especially are trying to attack in the first 30 minutes. They're not sitting back in any sort of a low block. They're sending in through balls. They're letting the wingers rampage. They're trying to put you on your heels. They've also shown a knack for scoring late. We've had some 3-3, 4-4 type score lines with these two teams. We think there's a lot of potential for goals in this one. Could Mateta score for Palace? Good. I like it. But anyway, we're on the 2.5. And then in Man U Villa. So we've got Man U at Aston Villa tomorrow. We want to get on this now because I think the value will be waning. Excuse me. We like at least 3 goals in this match. And we like the Villains to do the double. That means they either win or draw. Am I also on Villains money line here? I am. Man U are in trouble right now. They're bad in the back. Yes, they're scoring goals, but they're scoring goals in a lot of instances out of desperation. We've seen them conceding at Old Trafford in a rate that's got to be staggering for people who remember them back in the Alex Ferguson days. And now they're going on the road against a Villa team that we've been telling you is basically good for 2 goals a match. Why do we think Villa gets at least a result here? Well, they're 6-1-1 at home. They've allowed just 6 goals at home this season. They're a +7 goal differential at home. Manchester United on the road. Bonkers, guys. 28 goals scored in their road matches this season. Scored 14 and allowed 14. That's nuts. 88% of their road matches BTTS. 88% of their road matches over 2.5 total goals. How many clean sheets do you think Man U has kept on the road this season, Beltway Ben? Trivia question for you. How many clean sheets for the Red Devils on the road this year as you've been watching the Premiership?
I'm going to guess 0. I'm telling you, I really know soccer.
You're on it. I don't get nothing past. I get nothing past Beltway Ben. How about the Villains? They've scored 2 or more goals themselves in 8 of their last 11 overall and 4 of their last 6 at home. We've seen Man U score lines lately, 4-4 with our Bournemouth Cherries. I'm also concerned about Man U's squad construction because they're getting hit pretty hard by the African Cup of Nations. It's going to affect their midfield. It's going to affect their overall connectivity, and they haven't really been defending well as a unit. So, look, I think the Villains win this match, but for these purposes, quick little parlay, Villa and Man U, at least 3 goals for the Spotifyers and Apple Bottoms, and a Villa double, +130.
Yeah, I'm going to go back to the NFL. We're going to go to this Packers-Bears game. I'm going to play Romeo Doubs over 33.5 receiving yards at -110. Romeo Doubs screwed us just a few weeks ago, and it's up and down with him. You really never know what you're going to get. Some weeks he's go-to guy, and some weeks he has 0 catches. It's kind of
box of chocolates.
Hard to know it's hard to know what's coming. But tonight, I do think that he has a big night. I think he goes over 33.5 receiving yards. When you look at this Bears defense against wide receivers, they're bottom 10 in the NFL since week 8 with allowed receiving yards. And it's not just because teams are playing from way behind and it's prevent defense and all those things. No, they played a lot of close games where it's been down to the end and teams have to throw the football. Teams also aren't playing against prevent. This passing defense has just gotten worse and worse as the year's gone on. And the Packers, last time they played them, found some success later in the game. They also had a lot of success on the ground in that one, but there's guys banged up in the backfield. And one thing that also stands out to me here, Jaden Reedy's back. I get that. He ran the second most routes behind Dobbs last week, but Christian Watson, I don't know. He's going to play. He was at the hospital 5 days ago, and he was practicing just a few days later. I don't know that he's 100%. And with his injury history, I hate to say it, but there's always that risk of him going down in game and him not being able to finish it. Could a guy like Wicks come in and go off? Could Melton do something? Absolutely. But Romeo Doubs has been a guy who we've seen Jordan Love be comfortable throwing the football in big spots. And this game is basically for the division. I mean, they win this game, they win the division.
Yeah.
You have to think he goes to all reliable. And like I said before, Romeo Doubs led this team in routes run last week. He went over this number by just 2 yards, but he was out there a lot. He was on the field for the majority of the passing snaps. I think we'll see it again in this matchup against the Bears. Give me Romeo Doubs over 33.5 receiving yards at -110.
Erling Haaland, goal, 5th minute. We like that. Citizens up 1-0 on West Ham. We've got the Erling Haaland goal. That's a part of a parlay that we put together for you guys and bet a couple days ago. Gave out, was it yesterday? Anyway, nice start for the Citizens. Yeah, Green Bay, I don't know, Beltway Ben. Like, which receiver is going to be the one who balls out from week to week? I don't know. I was on Kraft a lot before he got hurt.
Yeah. You think they can get the job done? You know we're bigger Packers people than anybody.
I really hope so, Beltway Ben. I really hope so, but I don't feel. I got to be honest. I don't love it.
Yeah.
Jacobs banged up. Watson banged up. They feel a little vulnerable to me.
Micah's injury changed everything.
Massive. Took the wind out of their sails last week. But we do have one play in that game that we made. 4th and long. Jordan Love, longest rush at least 10 yards, plus 145. This is a Bet 365 special. Look, Jacobs is banged up. The third down, two minute back has been banged up. Wilson. Jordan Love, to me, has never run as much as I thought he could. But, boy, I think tonight is do or die. Playoff atmosphere, freezing cold, a lot of pass catchers down, and a Chicago defense that is not great against QB runs designed or scrambled. So, look, Love has done this 7 times in 14 games. So it's not like it never happens. He's done it 4 times in 7 road games. Chicago's allowed the 6th most rushes of 20 yards or more in the NFL and the 11th most rushes of 10 yards or more. 47 times this year, somebody has run for 10 yards or more against them. Hurts had a 23-yard run. Dart, 24. Snoop Huntley, 29. Shador Sanders, 15. Russell Wilson, 11. Jaden Daniels, 18. McCarthy, 14. Can't read my own handwriting. Quarterback last name looks like it starts with an L. I'm putting you on the spot. I'm putting myself
I was thinking it might be Snoop.
Week 4, whoever they played week 4, that quarterback ran for 20 yards. Lane?
What's Snoop do?
I said Huntley, 29. Oh, Snoop went for 29. Who did the Bears play week 4?
It looks like the Raiders, and I don't think Gino. Was it Gino?
Gino for 20. That's what it is. It's not Lane. It's Gino, but the G looks like an L. Here we go. We show our work. Can anybody make any sense out of that?
Oh, my God.
That's the reminder for halftime. So we try to give you guys.
I can see half. The rest of it looks like
we try to give you guys odds. Gino in week 4 ran for 20 against them, Beltway Ben. Come on, Jordan Love. I thought about playing this at 20, to be honest with you. Thought about getting greedy. But plus 145 for 10. Let's go. Why don't I just like the over 8.5 yards? Because I also think this kid could scramble, run backwards, and lose yardage. I also think maybe our Packers do the job and we lose some yardage on kneel downs. But I'm looking for like 3rd and 9. He does the Mahomes special and runs for 10. We also like 4th and long term, long shot. How about the Oregon Ducks to win the national championship at 9-1? They're getting healthier. They're going to get James Madison, which could be, I think that's the perfect scenario, Beltway Ben, because it's not like they're one of the seeded teams that don't play football for 5 weeks and do nothing but practice and get really rusty. But this is almost like an exhibition game. Like, if Lanning does what I think Lanning will do, he's going to get a nice run in the first half. He's going to build up a lead, right? There's no travel, none of that bullshit. And then he gets to make some of his backups feel good about themselves, playing in a playoff game, doing the job against the JMU team. That's a great story, but they're out of their depth here. So then everybody's tuned up. Everybody feels good. We had Danny Cannell on our radio show. He loved this play. It's Lanning who has the resume to do the job. I like the way the schedule and the bracket sets up for them. The quarterback, I think, will have learned some lessons, and it's almost like that first season's behind him now. It's almost like we're in the second season. They have a ton of talent, getting healthier at wide receiver. 9-1. Let's go. I like that rather than playing the JMU game. Do I think that game goes under? I do. Do I think Oregon covers? I do. But for 9-1, I'm on the Ducks to win the whole damn thing.
Yeah, I don't hate that at all. Do not dislike that. But I haven't had a lot of success. College football futures. NFL, we look like we're in a good spot. College football. I was about to say Bo Nix. Dabo Sweeney, Cade Klubnik.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't make it up. But
see you, Mooks.
Yeah, literally. Really good finish to a incredible run that you guys had to win. I don't even know what. But
that thing's over, Beltway, man.
Oh, absolutely. We're going to play the longest completion for Jalen Hurts over 35.5 yards, which you can find at -114. I would also suggest, which we have here as an official play, Jalen Hurts over 217.5 passing yards at -112. Now, talked about it before. Washington's defense has been bad against the pass. They've also been bad against the run. That scares you sometimes. But Hurts has been throwing the football a lot. He's over the passing yards regularly in 3 of his last 4. And we can see it in some of these divisional matchups, right? Against the Giants, he threw for 283 the first time they played. And I just think tonight in this matchup or this afternoon against the Commanders, they're going to let him throw the football around a little bit. And the longest completion he's been going over pretty regularly, if you look at his last few games, 44, 28, 33, 41, 34, 41, 40, 79, 36. Like, he's throwing for long completions a lot because you have the A.J. Brown factor. You have Smitty, who was underrated in what he can do down the field. Dotson, could he have a little revenge spot here? I was considering giving him out for 10-plus receiving yards just because I always love attacking the revenge spot. Like, I just think it's going to be a lot of Jalen Hurts' success throwing the football. And if that's the case, they should stick with it and be consistent with it going that way. And also, Washington cannot tackle. They suck at tackling. So if we are 34 and we need a few more yards, we're a little worried. Guys break tackles against the secondary all the damn time. I think we could see that here with an A.J. Brown or Smitty. And also, I wouldn't rule out Goddard beating them down the seam for a 40-yard catch. I wouldn't rule that out with how bad they've been against tight ends. So give me Jalen Hurts' longest completion over 35.5 yards, and we'll also take Jalen Hurts over 217.5 passing yards, -112.
Just thought of something. You know who needs to have the 10.5 tonight?
Who needs?
Oh, wait, man. Jordan Love's got the 10.5.
Right? Yes, you do need the 10.5 for Jordan.
Jordan Love's got the 10.5.
That's going to be the new thing. We have a number right around it. It's who needs the 10.5.
Who's got the 10.5? Jordan Love's got the 10.5. All right, overtime. One of these I hinted at yesterday, and I looked around this morning and found the odds I liked, so we jumped on it at a half unit. But let's start with our football parlay. Look, give me Jared Goff and Aaron Rodgers both to throw 2 touchdowns in that game, +170. Look, Detroit's got real problems. They've allowed 28 passing touchdowns this year. They allow deep ones. They allow short ones. The pass rush is spotty. They're down their best safety, their best cover corner. Look, the loss of Aaron Glenn seems to have affected them. Aaron Rodgers loves playing in that stadium. Aaron Rodgers is 18-8 against those guys from his time in Green Bay. Aaron Rodgers, last 2 weeks, playing his best football in a long time. 75% completions, over 500 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, no picks. I think the Lions are going to get theirs on the Pittsburgh defense, and I think Pittsburgh's going to be chucking the ball around. And I think Aaron Rodgers is going to be throwing high percentage passes. He loves throwing all those different tight ends. He's got a lot of big bodies to throw to, big catch radiuses. I think he's good for 2 passing touchdowns here. Goff at home, I mean, do I really need to belabor that point? He's done this in 8 of 11 overall. He has 15 passing touchdowns in 7 home games. It's a Pittsburgh defense that leaves a lot to be desired. So, yeah, I kind of wish the odds were a little better. Wish the payoff was a little better. I was hoping this would be a 2-1. I couldn't even play. I played it yesterday. I couldn't get it at 2-1. I got it at like +175. It hasn't really moved much, which surprises me. And then look, we teased this yesterday. Where's my man? Choppy, RIP. We're doing a half unit on Joker triple-double, Şengün triple-double, 14-1 at Bet365. Joker's done this in 9 of 12 at home this season. Beltway Ben, the only 3 times he hasn't, twice against Sacramento. We told you, he never does it against Sacramento. Once in an NBA Cup game against the Warriors where he had 24, 9, and 9. Şengün is a threat to do it all the time. The Rockets messed around and lost a game to the Pelicans in overtime the other night, in which he came 1 assist short of the triple-double. However, that same night against Denver, Banchero had a triple-double, and he did it with time to spare. Basically, had it in the third quarter. So, do I think Şengün can do it here? If the threes are dropping with the inside-outside game, right, I'm a little worried about the assist. The double-double, rebounds, points part of it, I think is kind of baked into their equation. If the three ball is falling, and I think there's going to be a game where they probably have to run it up a little bit against Denver, because I think Denver at home is going to get theirs against the Rockets. Then for 14-1, a half unit, I like the odds here. We just saw this hit, and I should have played it the other night. Banchero, did I really think he was going to get tripped up? I don't know. But I do think the way Denver kind of gets loosey-goosey and plays with their food at home, it allows other teams to come back, score points, stack rebounds, stack the score sheet. So let's go. Double-double parlay.
Yeah, don't hate it at all. We have a number of parlays for these games here, and we'll start with the bigger one that we have, both games combined, to get us to right around plus 100. We'll start with Jalen Hurts, 150 plus passing yards. Talked about it before. Even in the weeks that he's not throwing the football as much as we like to see for this, other props to cash, he's still doing this enough. So 150 plus, that should not be an issue against the Commanders.
I love Smitty. I love Smitty being in there.
It's a great nickname. I've called him Smitty because that's what they call him in college. Smitty's awesome.
Yeah, Smitty.
And there's a lot of Smiths, so Smitty.
Yeah, Smitty. I love it.
Yeah, fits in perfect. I like Smitty. Also, Smitty's one of my favorite wide receivers. I think he's an awesome person. I'm a huge fan of his. Like Devontae.
And you do your research.
I know.
Yeah, you know what
Smitty's
these
a good person.
Are all about.
No,
Let me tell you.
He's a good person.
You need to know what a dude's all about.
Yes.
And he's a prominent sports figure. It's a pretty coach or player. There's a pretty good chance Beltway Ben knows which way he leans or has a really good lean on which way he leans.
I like Smitty 30 plus. I like Goddard 15 plus receiving and Romeo Doubs 20 plus receiving plus 107. Smitty's done this regularly. I talked about it earlier. He can do this with just one catch. If he doesn't have the targets I think he does tonight, which I think he will, but if he doesn't, he could still do this with one catch. Goddard.
He can do it with a hand tied behind his back. He's Smitty.
He absolutely could. He is Smitty. That's a great point. He's Smitty. But no, Goddard, Jason broke down how bad they struggle against tight ends. He's had 70 plus in 2 straight weeks. And then Dobbs, 20 plus. Please don't screw us here, Dobbs. A lot of confidence in you here. We just need, this is 2 catches for this guy. And I know he's not really a deep field threat, but I think he gets us there. So those all get you to plus 107. The next play, we're going to go with Marcus Mariota a couple different ways. We'll get to him next a little bit more. But just for this one, I like Jeremy McNichols over 1.5 receptions, and we're adding Marcus Mariota 15 plus rushing yards plus 143. There are times with his leg, Mariota tries to be the hero, and I see it all the time in these games, especially now that Daniel's out and it's Mariota's team. Like, he's not scared to run, which is why I'm always confident taking him running the ball. Divisional matchup, he's still trying to show people that he's a fine backup in the NFL, or he can give you a few wins if you need it at some point. He's going to try to show what he can do. It's later in the year. Things are going the way they're going there. I think he's going to be running the ball. But to that extent, when he's played, McNichols has had 2 plus receptions in almost every game. It's a guy, it's a third down back. They throw to him easily, throws, and Philly has been like bottom 4 in receiving to running back since week 8. So I think it's going to be an area where either Rodriguez, Bill, or McNichols does it. And I think with the third down running back, I feel comfortable because they'll leave him out there. Like when they're throwing the football a lot, especially in 2-minute offense, they will let McNichols go because he's their best catching running back. Lastly, I said we're going to get back to Mariota. We have to keep Smitty.
Mariota.
Why would you not? Oh, I forgot. I forgot. We've been pronouncing it wrong.
Mariota.
Mariota. I forgot we've been pronouncing it wrong, but he just let everybody do it. Someone was
Dude, I watched the show he was in. You know what's funny? I was thinking about this the other day. He did that quarterback show that I watched with Mateo. They weren't calling him Mariota during that. When he quit on the Falcons, it was Mariota. But maybe he's leaving that. Hey, I get it. You want to reinvent yourself? You want to leave Mariota, who quit on the Falcons, behind and be Mariota?
It's fine.
I'm here for it.
That's very interesting thought. I agree. I'm not sure I would ever do that, but interesting. Here, we're going back to Smitty, 50 plus, but we're also taking Mariota for 20 plus rushing. We move him up 5 yards. Listen, this guy's going to be running a lot in this game. I think they're going to get after him a little bit from the outsides. That should open up the inside, especially with no Jalen Carter for him to move through and have a few fine runs. 20 yards is not too much to ask. And then Smitty. Listen, he's Smitty. I mean, Jason talked about it. I've talked about
it's
it.
Smitty Saturday, man. It's a Smitty Saturday.
Hopefully, if we have a good day, we can call it the Smitty Saturday. And he's going to have a large factor to do with it. But this gets us plus 115. 2 catches, 3 catches, whatever he finishes with, he will be able to get there because of the down the field threat. And even in some times where things aren't going their way offensively, Hurts has gone his way a lot when throwing the football. So give me Smitty, 50 plus receiving, Mariota, 20 plus rushing, plus 115.
Smitty. I need some more. That's the show. By the way, Ben, let everybody know what we're doing. Our guy Semenyo almost had one here. So there you go. You can put that Chelsea Newcastle in the green.
Yes.
So we're moving on up. We're going to see you guys at 11:30 tomorrow. If you have emails, you want to reach out, you've got feedback. Maybe your business wants to align with us. Maybe we want first down, courtesy of Vreeland Industries or whatever. Want to bet with us at gmail.com. There's that. We will be back tomorrow at 11:30 or no, at 11 o'clock. I get done BetMGM game day at 10:55 in the attic. I bring all the equipment down here to the basement, and we will have a bet for you on week 16, one of the final Sundays of the NFL season. And then we're usually a little bit early on Monday and then noon most of the time weekdays. Do you have any crazy stuff this week? Is your schedule normal this week, bro? Well, it's Christmas. Oh, yeah, we're going to think about that. Duh.
Yeah, tonight I got a big party
nice
for Maddie, her 23rd birthday. Should be exciting.
Dude, so you've got the birthday and Christmas. Wow.
Guess who else's birthday is
today? How do you handle that? How do you handle that, Beltway?
Oh, my mom's birthday's today too, so it's crazy. Happy birthday, Maddie. Happy birthday, Mom.
What do you say for Christmas? Do you go a little lighter on the birthday because then you got to come around for Christmas?
I usually try to do it a little even.
Even
out. Split it in half.
That's a tricky wicket.
Today, this karaoke place, they don't play about the price. Tell me, jeez.
So wait, so you're throwing a party for her at a karaoke place?
Yeah, well, it's like they're doing, a bunch of people are coming over here. We're hanging out. A lot of my friends are coming. We're hanging out, and then because I don't drink, you know that, I'm driving everybody to the karaoke. Yes,
and man. I don't drink anymore either. I drank for a long time. I drank for both of us for 14, carry the one. I mean, like 30 some years. It's highly overrated.
I'm confident I will never
12
drink.
12 to almost 50, 30 some years. Yeah.
And people think it's because I'm not fun. No, like all my friends are like, you don't need to drink. You're just, I'm
you
different.
Don't need, no.
They're all drinking. They're all smoking. Oh, well, they're all doing a lot of stuff and I'm chilling.
Good for you. Yeah. You're high on life, brother.
Absolutely.
You're straight edge. Well, not totally straight edge, but partly straight edge. You should Google that. Put a big X on your hand when you go out.
What does that
represent? I'm straight edge now, basically. I mean, almost totally straight edge. Is a movement started by a band called Minor Threat, a hardcore band out of DC.
No drinking, no smoking.
They also abstained from
gambling,
from the coitus. No, no. From the schnick schnack, from banging. But I mean, it's mostly no drugs, no drinking. Straight edge. We play Minor Threat on the show. Well, you don't have them labeled. You don't see the songs. In that file.
Whatever sounds fine for the first 5 seconds to come in with, I click and play it. I have no interest. I like the Michael Jackson. Human Nature is great.
Human Nature.
Great song. There's a few of them in there that, what's the roller skating jam?
I think you like the Minutemen. Because you play the Minutemen quite a bit.
There's some that just sound better.
Happy birthday, Mike Watt. Mike Watt, happy birthday.
How did I forget?
Anybody in Pedro.
How did I forget?
Watt, the mighty Mike Watt.
I almost forgot.
One of the greatest bassists in the history of bassists.
I think Watt
even
brothers?
Kira, who's got the 10.5, would say Mike Watt is the man.
Is he one of the
Mike Watt
Russian brothers?
Is the man.
Oh.
Huh? Yeah,
Well,
he's the originator. He's the originator.
Okay.
Yeah. The mighty
TJ,
Mike Watt.
JJ.
D. Boone, R.I.P. All right, I got to take these dogs for a walk and watch the rest of these Premiership games. Well, happy birthday to Maddie.
Yes.
Have fun at the
And my
karaoke.
Yes.
Good man, designated driving. Happy birthday to moms.
Yes.
Everybody. Parlays in the stocking.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. Are we going to do – I don't know. What I'm going out like – I don't know. Are we just going to do Christmas morning? I don't know. We do have to talk about that off air. Just do it Christmas morning?
Yeah. Good for that.
Yeah, me too. And then
you guys give the gifts to the kids, and then you tune in. All right, how am I going to make this money back?
How do we pay it off?
No, 3 NFL games
that way. No, you got to separate church and state. If that's how you're doing it, you're doing it.
Yeah, right. but no, you make some money on the side.
This has got to be gravy. Yeah, but this has to be gravy. This can't be meat and potatoes. If you're counting on this to pay be the meat and potatoes, you're it's not going to end well.
Yes, but the way that we profit for you, you can take a little out, continue to play, and get some lobsters, right? That's what we push. Get the lobsters. But this, you're getting the Christmas gifts.
But is it a 3 lobster night all the time here?
No.
It's not.
Also, don't DM me that I screwed your Christmas. I don't even. These people. I told you about that last year. Some dude messaging me about, dude, you have a problem. But no, be smart.
That was a one-off.
There's a lot of people like that. But
all right. Well, listen, we hope you have a great weekend. We will be back at 11 tomorrow. Beltway Ben's got a lot going on. And I guess we'll have a normal Christmas week schedule for the most part, but we'll do plays early in the week for those Christmas games that we like. We'll try to give those out early in the week before you go to a state where where you can't get into your app. All right. You want to bet? We want to bet. Thank you for betting with us.